We're live and in action. It has been so long, it feels like, since we've been on live. Wait, I'm laughing at Mama D. You're just so cheesy. You're like this. Like, I'm talking, and I peeked over at you. You're like this.
Wait, I can feel myself with this also.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, so we're...
It's like an awkward puppet,
yeah.
just like
Me and
like a drill team.
So me and Kirby are here. Mama D's half here. She had a long night. A
Day,
fun night. Kirby was probably like, damn, I wish I had a fun long night too.
Shay, who you telling? I wish I had a long night.
We're clocking in though. So thank you for checking back in. Definitely the podcast, the Fresa Show, is not over. The big transition from the office to here and a bunch of stuff was going on, but yeah, we're back in action still every Thursday. So thank you for joining. Please subscribe, like, and send the link to your friends. Comment via live and let me know what you think or who you want on next. So we have Mama D. And most of you guys know. Do I have to explain who you? My mom.
Yes.
And then we have.
I had her when I was 10, you guys.
Oh.
It was 9.5.
We have Kirby Curbs. She was also on another episode. If you guys remember, watch that one. If not, go check that out. And yeah, so I think we kind of covered. Should I like go into more depth of what you guys do?
Yeah, say what we mean
or is
to
that
you
pretty
right
much
now.
it?
No, I'm just kidding.
I know. She's like, love
Can you write
poems.
us like love poems, love notes, break out
just
into
give a
dance
speech,
for
like, as
us?
if we're getting
No,
married.
everyone lately has Mama D's every day been being like, hug me, give me a kiss, give me a hug, give me a kiss.
And she gives me her cheek every time.
Give me the remotes, Jasmine. But if you don't,
Like
Kirby,
this.
go get the remote.
She's like, who's here?
They're in my room earlier and Jasmine walked out by herself and Kirby was just passing by, like to the bathroom. I was like, Jasmine, give me the remote. She said, Kirby, can you give mom's remote? I was
Only
like,
because I was literally like about where the washer was. She was just coming out of your room. I swear. Yes, I was. I should have recorded myself.
Kirby walked in my room like, oh, where are they? And I was like, I felt so bad.
You're like, bitch, shut up. You know where they are. Go get them.
All right, so today's episode is going to be something we haven't done before. It's going to be...
Is it? I don't even know what we're doing today.
Somewhat. It's so basically everything that me and Kirby or me have favorited or like retweeted on Twitter. They're like just like really good random stuff that like you can, I don't know, just stuff that you be feeling. You're like, oh, I feel that on another level.
Sis.
Ooh, this sounds like fun. I have some good ones too.
So that's why. So I have a lot of kind of like either I copied the tweet and like I'll quote it and say like, okay, do we agree? What do we think about that? Or I kind of just like made another little question out of it. Okay, so we're starting with Twitter tweet stuff.
Yay.
This one's fun.
It is.
We have never done this
We got
before.
some good ones.
All right, this is a tweet. It says, "If you're still messy at this age, seek help."
Seek help. There's
If
therapists
you're
available
messy,
for
Mama
free.
D's like, "What does that mean?" Mama D's not at our age. She's like, "Huh?"
I'll just have a drink.
No, like,
like,
messy.
okay,
Okay,
like-
not physically messy, guys, but like hypothetically, like you're messy in your life
You're
and
messy,
your drama
you're
and your
old.
Like
friendships.
toxic.
You're 32 and you start drama. What are you doing with your life?
Who's
Like-
32, Kirby?
Like you being messy.
Just come on now. Like what I'm saying is like 21
Yeah.
to 40. Like if you're messy.
Oh, that
right
was an
now-
insult. I totally went over my head. Subliminal?
that wasn't-
That went over my head.
Yeah, she was pointing at London, but that wasn't to him. I'm like, 27.
I was like, he's 32?
Oh, Mama D's, she's like,
I was like this for a while and I said, oh, I know who she's talking about.
Okay, but I do agree though. I don't know. At what age though is there like you're like stop being messy, or maybe there's no age. It's just everyone's
It
maturity
should be
is different.
you should not be messy from ages when you get social media up until the age you die. Like
How about from age 1
yeah,
to
like,
forever?
fine. Like if you have social media,
I think
be mature.
I mean we've all had our messy periods when we were younger. No,
in
have
person,
you
never on social media.
But you have had that though.
I would never take it to social media.
But you have had like when you were younger and messy.
Yeah.
Mama D,
sure.
you've had your messiness.
Yeah. My 20s was messy.
Wait, remember that? What about that one story where you freaking weren't even 21? You like took a fake ID, stalked dad in the club. He was another girl.
Oh yeah, I didn't even have a fake
But
ID.
you were so young though, so that's okay.
Yeah, I think it was like 16, and I knew her dad was cheating on me, but he was at an 18 and over club that I couldn't get into, but I happened to know one of the promoters from school, and so he snuck me in, and then I went in there, and then I physically, like, I literally like kicked him in the balls, and he fell to the
Wait,
ground.
she pointed her toe, babe. She went like this.
I was like,
Beat his ass. Beat his ass.
it was more like, ha. And then I got pulled out by security. Damn. I didn't even get to touch that bitch either.
Damn.
He got in front of her.
To this day, Mama D wishes she could have. She
Yeah?
dreams about it.
I'm like, what's
Sorry.
the address? Let's
As
find
spiritual as I am, yeah, I really did wish I would have got my hands on her.
And it's that one person that can still strike a chord. And
Just
be
her
like,
name bothers me. And you
it
know what's
repulses
crazy
her.
is I've had there's that name. Everyone I've ever met with that name, I've had problems
Oh
with.
yeah. Oh
It's
wait,
like
that's
that.
true.
It's
Uh-huh.
like that. It is like that.
The name's Nicole.
What's the, no, oh, she said it. She's like,
Nicole.
She wasn't gonna say Nicole.
Nicole's, yeah.
No. No.
Except
Oh,
Nikki, but I
Nikki's
think
the
she
only
spells her
one.
name different too. I think
No.
she doesn't.
Oh no.
Nikki.
I know.
But no one
nice
calls her Nicole. Everyone calls her
Yeah. Nobody
Nikki.
calls her Nicole though. We call her Nikki.
And actually, she's like a not a cipher, a hyphen. Nikki Jolie.
Yeah.
So that's different. But
No, like everyone I've ever known with the name Nicole has always been a problem for me. There's something from past lives there.
and now I'm like thinking about Nicole's. I'm like, I don't really know
I got
many,
a
but
few
the
of
everyone I
those.
did, they were hood rats.
We like the good hood rats. Not the bad hood rats.
Ain't nothing wrong with hood rats.
Because where are we from?
Just toxic ones.
East LA.
We're from, Mama D really is East LA.
Period.
East Los.
Gang gang.
At what age do you guys think like people should stop? Do you think there's like kind of a common, for the most part, people should stop being messy or like not as toxic,
Don't
where they
ever
get
be
more
messy.
mature?
Don't ever
Yes,
be
but
messy.
let's just say like like everyone in their young years. Like when I was younger, it was something. When she was 16, at what age do you guys both
I
think?
was never messy. Like back when I was in high school, there was like a page dedicated like to my high school, like bullying people, or like it was anonymous, so you could just send in whatever. And people were messy, and I remember like reading terrible things about me, and I was like quiet in high school. Like although I was a cheerleader, I was quiet. Like didn't bother nobody. But like people would send in like terrible shit, and I remember I just read and be like, karma, karma, karma. Like that's not my business. Karma. I was never messy like that.
But okay, so not for you because you were one of the ones that weren't. Like for other, like let's say you're like there's a guy in the picture and you're like, if you were younger overall, like what age do you think a guy should be like, okay, mature already, like stop this bullshit like that?
What age should a guy mature? Come out the womb mature. What are you doing? No, I'm just kidding.
You know what?
You know what I'm trying to say, Mama D.
But
like,
I totally agree
when
with.
you're young, you're.
I agree with Kirby 100%.
well, the whole world
And-
would be better if we could all just come out perfect.
No, hold on. Can I finish what I'm saying? Because what it ultimately does come down to is your character, right? Like, how were you brought up? What were your values?
Yeah.
You know, and then from there, because there are people who, through high school, through the years, that are never been messy. They never would or
Yeah.
never will be. So a lot of it really has to do, I want to say, from like,
She's like,
it's
your parents.
like where you're, like what city you born, you know, what kind of religion are you, you know, if you know, like you know, you're born into a gang, not a gang. Like I feel like your environment, your city, your religion,
But then again,
your
also,
family.
too, like you could still be brought up in the most. Now that you bring it up that way, that you can be brought up in the most like the cleanest neighborhood, the best
Right.
parents. I've been in love, never divorced, and you can still, for some reason, because you're your own person, still turn out that way. So who knows what it depends on?
But I
huh?
think that depends on a facade. I think that's your, like when people like come from the suburbs and they're like trying to, I'm tough, you know, like I'm really gang, you know.
There we
like,
go, that.
It's kind of
Yeah,
like
that's
a facade
different.
because no, you're not. You go to a private school, you
No,
drive
yeah.
a nice car. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a facade.
Have you ever had someone that you've known where like they really act like they're this
Yeah,
and that, or they're like
absolutely.
they act like they're like another ethnicity, and then you're like, you're from here, like
Absolutely.
I know, like you're
100%.
this and you're that.
You're like, I actually know your parents. I go to church every Sunday. And like, what? Like,
Wait,
no.
it's like that. What's that T.I. movie? With,
ATL, Lauren London, when she repped like she was from the hood and she was not.
And then
She
he
was-
met her and she was privileged, but
and
also
he
shouldn't.
snatched back her necklace.
And then why do you think that? Like, why do people want to act that way? Just because it's cooler in their head and their eyes?
Because for some reason in their mind, it's going to give them validation from other people that they wish they could give to themselves. So when you have to seek validation from other people, you really want it within yourself, but you can't get it within yourself. So you're looking for it in everybody else.
I wonder though, why like be part of like that? Like, why not just try to like actually fit in with the people that you do fit in with? You know how like in ATL she was just have you seen that? Oh, I guess you can.
I'm all.
That's like my favorite movie, T.I.
Yeah. Okay, so you know Lauren London, right?
Yes.
Okay, so and then you know T.I.
Yes.
It was a movie from a while ago, and basically in the movie, she was like privileged. Her dad was like they lived in like a really nice neighborhood with like kind of like a mini mansion with a nice, well brought up family.
But she would go to the hood every
And
weekend
try to pretend, and
go
she
to
would
the
change her
roller
accent
rink
to try to act like.
And then he finds out, and it's like this whole scene in the movie where he snatches back the necklace because he's like, "You're not who I thought you were," because it's like she was flexing, like she was somebody that
Like
was
she was
not.
really from the streets and blah blah blah, which she didn't even need to, but like also
But
yeah.
it's not even. I think like when you resonate with a certain area of life, and when you're from a certain area of life, it's okay to like admit that. But it's like
That's what I was gonna
don't
say.
yeah, like if
Be
you
who you
blend-
are.
yeah, be who you are, like.
Yeah.
Shit, but I knew in high school like a bunch of kids that would flex like I'm from the hood, I'm like you live down the street, like I know you're not, you know what I mean, like it just depends, like it just
Yeah.
depends, like I don't know.
All right, next question, Mama D. Mama D, snap back into it. Drink your drink.
Sorry. I'm a little hungover, guys. Okay. Oh, so back to the question was, when should people not be messy?
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like everyone's going to have their own awakening at some point in their life. You end up at a point where you kind of hit a rock bottom, where you just were so toxic and so messy.
Yeah.
Or your karma came back to you 10 times.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy fuck. Like, I'm never going to do that again, because usually it's karma that makes people change. So honestly, for everybody's their own journey in life to awakening, it happens at any time. But yeah, I'm going to say like it is usually high school years you learn, and your 20s. Because I honestly feel by around your 30s, like you just kind of slow down a little bit more.
Yeah.
Now you're more into peace. And you hit your 40s, you're really like, damn, like I want peace, freedom. I want to be quiet.
Yeah.
You know, like everything just becomes a different priority of what you're seeking
Like what-
in your life.
Yeah.
Like
What are you gonna output your energy on? type of
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
so everyone hashtag no more messy
love that.
bitches.
Yeah.
No more messy bitches.
Okay, so
Period.
this is the next tweet,
And that goes to men too.
this is the next
That part.
tweet that we came across, or I came across, or both of us, is no matter what the fallout, no matter who you fall out with, you never expose your friend's business. And this is an actual tweet that I randomly came up on the timeline. And these are all viral tweets, by the way, guys. All of them like that I'm reading are like me and her will talk about them every day, and we're like, I saw that.
But this
I
is
saw
something
that.
that you resonated with
And
me,
it always
because
makes
this is something that
convo.
I had told you.
Yeah.
Because I've had my fair share of like toxic friendships and toxic.
Say a little bit about that. Like you don't have to say who, but just say like
So like
what
I was
happened.
in a super toxic friendship, and I've been through a lot of them. I mean, throughout high school, girls that were terrible to me, that like I would literally question like what did I do? You know what I mean? But girls that were just genuinely awful human beings. And like when I look back at it, I'm like, you were terrible. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. But like throughout my adult life, like I've really seen that pattern, and it's something I feel like it's a karmic pattern that you have to grow out of, and you have to recognize, so you realize like this is the same pattern I repeated. But I used to be friends with a girl who, when I was in Hollywood and I worked at the clubs or whatever, and we were really close, and I remember when we stopped being friends because she had
Felt some way about some situation,
some type
yeah.
of way. I have no idea. And I remember she would stalk my Instagram off of a fake social media like Instagram, and every night comment like, I'm gonna tell the
Expose
world
you, yeah.
how terrible you are. I'm gonna post an ugly candid picture of you. And I literally remember looking at it being like, You should.
Like, but
you
I'm pretty
should.
in person.
I'm
Thanks.
like, but let me, like, right, like,
You're like,
what?
don't worry.
It don't matter. You could post me like right now with 5 stomach
like,
rolls,
go ahead. Wait,
but
we're
I'm still
human. We're human.
but I'm pretty in person.
Yeah.
You're like,
it don't matter.
But you could literally be like, oh, can you post a nude, please? And
Yeah.
please tag my...
My
I'm like, actually, I would love
My
to be the next
website.
Kim Kardashian. What are you? No, but really, like, and I even told you, like, when
Mijo,
we became super
Are
close.
you changing the camera angles? Okay.
Like, even I told you, like, when we became super close, like, you and me have both been through, like, super, like, toxic things or, you know, friendships that it was, like, not genuine. And when we had that talk about it, I was like, yeah, I've been close with the girl that, like, when she didn't get her way in our friendship, or when I stopped and I put up a boundary of, like, don't walk all over me like that, it was kind of
love
like,
it.
I will destroy you. I will... And I'm like, but you don't have
like,
shit on.
And
like,
and also too, what's so crazy? Like, what drives someone to do that? Like, I will
Jealousy.
I'll fucking-
sickness.
No,
It's a
it's
mental
so weird. Like,
illness.
I could never imagine myself, and I never have done this ever. Like, I can never imagine myself saying like, I'm gonna out you. I'm gonna make sure your demise is my fucking. You're gonna
Absolutely.
wish you never been born. Like what?
But that's
like, who
very
does
much
that?
a dark
Yeah.
person that needs to come to terms with themselves. So when I saw that shit, I remember experiencing it and literally
It's
looking
so
at it and
crazy,
be like,
huh?
all that came to mind when she would post that like those things randomly from like her social media. All I can think about was like, I'll pray for her tonight. Like, she needs help.
That's good,
It's
yeah.
not me that.
It's like something deeper. Where you're
Yeah,
like,
it's
I feel
like
for
it's
you.
deeper rooted. Like, you're miserable. You're sick as a person. You feel the need to have validation from everybody else. You want to post an ugly candid of me? Please, by all means, go ahead. I don't care.
She said,
you know, it's
try
like,
me out. Post
Yeah,
a bad
like,
angle
she's
picture
like,
of you. Ha!
Yeah.
You'll be ruined in the rest of California.
She's
They're like,
everybody's gonna hate
oh
me.
no,
literally-
my life's gonna be over because of that one photo.
No, seriously,
oh,
that's what
no,
it is.
post it.
And I think when it comes down to that, if you ever have a friend that literally tells you
That's never
that
been
they're
a
gonna
friend.
she has never from day one been a friend. She's
Yeah.
never loved you. She's never cared for you.
That's
And I
not
know
a
you
friend.
can relate.
Yes.
They
Like,
have
it
never
blows
cared
my
for you.
mind, like that type
They
of
have
thing.
they have never cared about
Which is
you.
almost like not in it. It sucks that I had to get to that point, but at some point it also was like, okay, well, now we really know where you stand, and we were brought. This got brought to light, so cool. All right, bet.
Yeah. It's like great.
But also too, I love that you can agree because when I've gone through that type of thing, it's like there's nothing you can ever out me on that is not out already.
Fair,
And I promise that I put
yes.
that down no matter what age or whatever the fuck is going on. I promise you, you
I
can
love
never
that.
threaten me with that because I am out there. I am all
Preach.
about everything. I don't lie. I don't hide nothing. Everything's on the table, and what you see, what you get, and
what you see is
everyone
Yes.
I know knows whatever, and blah blah.
because
blah.
they see you in real life. They see me in real life.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
see her in real life. So what can you say to the people that we don't already put out there?
Yeah.
None of us try
Right.
to portray a perfect life. I know we have all made
Yeah,
mistakes,
yeah.
and I will own up to it every single second of the day, just as you are,
Mm-hmm.
just as you do.
Yeah.
And it's like, so if you want to be bold enough to say that, it's like,
And there's power.
for
There's
it.
so much power, and the fact that you're able to literally be like, I'll pray for you. Jasmine's the same way too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna stop being friends with you. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And it comes
you
down
really
to
almost feel for them. You feel bad at
Yeah.
no,
like,
yeah.
I feel bad for
like
you.
I always feel like there's
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like I already foreseen if you're being competitive with me, if you're finding out, if you're looking at me to find whatever my character traits are or the things or weaknesses that you think is weakness, at the end of the day, like I learned like from a long time ago, like I'm so transparent. Yeah, I do porn for a living. Yeah, I have sugar daddies. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing.
What about
like
it?
there's nothing. I like
You wish you could
no,
do
and
that.
Yeah,
I
exactly. They
and I
couldn't.
own
They
it.
could never.
I own
never.
it. Like I own it. Like 110% authenticity.
There we go. I love that.
I'm
Own it,
transparent.
authentic. Yeah.
And if anybody wants to judge it, you're free to judge it.
Do it.
I
You know
don't
what the word
give
for
a
this
because
year
you know what? At
fuck.
the end of the day, it is not any single one of the people I've ever met throughout this life that I will ever have to answer to at the Golden Gates. It is God Himself, and guess what He's gonna say to me? You lived your life how I wanted you to. Boom! You put
Yeah.
I put all the opportunities that I wanted to in your eyes, in your vision, and you acted on it.
Yeah.
So what does he, she, and him have to think about it? I don't care.
Or like they, them.
yeah, I'm like they, them. I don't know. Like whatever they are.
He, she.
Yeah, I don't know, but he's like, that was the opportunities I gave you, because my favorite quote is that everything that is meant to you will come to you, and everything that is not for you will leave you, and that's a fact. And that is something that you've genuinely like. Not only I feel like obviously Jasmine's your daughter, but you've instilled in me like you will get what you want through life if you are a good person, if you're a good soul, you have genuine intentions, and that's just how it is.
Like I have such good karma and good luck.
Yeah.
And people always tell me, "Oh my God, like you always have good luck," or like da 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 da. And I always tell people, I'm like, because I'm a good person. I'm a genuinely good person. So if I do something for somebody and they fuck me over, I ain't stressing it because my karma is coming back, and it always does. And I know their karma is coming back.
You
period.
do everything with good intention, never malintention. That's always how it is. Yeah, absolutely.
So at the end of the day, those people are lacking self-love, low self-esteem, and they were already jealous at the beginning. The fact that now that they're not your friend anymore, they want to harm you. Because I've had a few friends, maybe like a handful throughout my entire life that I've ever lost. Yeah. Like every friend I've ever met, I have 10 plus best friends years. Like I have like crazy, like long friendships. And I find like in the last few years, I've tried making new friends. And with the new gen, I always feel like the younger generation is a little harder for me because they're loyal. There's just not a lot of loyalty. Right. So I'm always like, okay, well, I can see straight through it so quick. But at the end of the day, it's just like, oh, okay. Like you didn't even have love for me to start with. Yep. That's why I'm not even surprised that you're behaving the way you are. Because I could always see somebody truly loves me. Like, I'm like, oh, like best friend for life. Like, and then there's other people that I'm like, okay, you seem a little shady. I think you're using me. You're being dishonest. But I'm gonna let you throw yourself under the bus. And guess what? Totally. Every single time, every girl has thrown themselves under the bus.
Like quick to switch up and be like, and you're like, what? Okay, we were best friends. Okay.
Yeah, because if I have a falling out with somebody,
I'll never react. I'll be like, I'm not even, no. Like, that's, and I feel like to me, I'm like, you were my best friend. Like, I'm not, you were, so I'm not even going to go there with you. Like,
and I feel like that's something you and me genuinely bonded over, because you and me, thankfully for your mom, raised you in a way that it's like, okay, I'll go about it like that. Like, if that's how you feel, that's what it is. But I think that's why you and me bonded so quickly, so closely, because it's like, you and me don't come from a place of like malintent. It's like everything I do for you, like I explained to you the other day, I always felt like I had a cup, and I was always pouring into the cup. I was always pouring into the cup, and that cup would always it was just me pouring. And at the end of the day, I'd literally look at my glass and I'd be like, I'm pouring into a cup and I'm empty now. And I feel like that's like you and me both. Like, we always pour into a cup where we become empty. But like with you and me, it's like pouring. And even with your mom, it's always pouring. Like, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? Like, tell me how I can help.
That's so good,
And that's genuinely like how like any relationship, a friendship, a relationship, you need to always pour into your other person, whether it's a best friend, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whoever it is, pour into that person. Yeah, you know what
definitely.
I mean?
And then when the falling out does come, which the quote says is, at the end of the day, like the few people everyone I've ever had a falling out with, I've never done them dirty. I've never gone. I've never gone to tell anyone. I have secrets to the grave.
Oh, that
I still gonna keep with me.
We lost a little bit of the original question about no matter what happens, whatever falling out, you will never expose your friend's business.
And you know what?
Right?
I'm not a snitch. Whether we're on good terms or not, I'll never fucking snitch. I've been to jail for not snitching.
No, literally.
I'm just not a snitch. And I would be so insulted the day someone ever called me a snitch.
Because snitches get stitches, but let me tell you, I can fight, but I don't need to because I don't snitch. So that's what it is. Like, that's what it is. And we can all, genuinely, I know that all three of us can relate to that statement. Like, snitches, like, we don't do that. Like,
I can never understand any human being that would be like, I'll fucking tell on you. I'll expose. Like, it's like not even a thought in my mind. Like, I can never even grasp or understand. Like what? Like, I don't know. That just never makes sense to me.
At one point, you were such a big part of my life. So why would I ever make?
Why would I want to harm someone that I love?
Yeah.
Or have loved?
And look, the thing is like
I would never want to harm you. My job is to protect you, to love you.
And I could not look, this is my biggest saying. I could not want you in my life anymore. I could literally say I could never see you again in this day in a day in my life. But I will hold you to a respect.
Yep.
And I still carry that love that
Exactly.
I had for you on over.
Yeah.
So although I don't love you now, that love that I had for
Right.
you will resonate.
Yeah.
And I will always take it with me. So I would never do you dirty.
You're
like that.
solid.
And if
Period.
yeah. And if
Period,
period,
poo.
poo.
Period. You're solid. Dependable, loyal. That's self-love, period. And I just love that shit.
Yeah,
Like, just solidness,
Yes.
period.
Solid.
All right, we really did that one really good. So the next, yeah, for real. Okay, so the
Ask.
Okay.
Let's go.
Lenny.
Abe
I don't know if
stir
it- I don't-
down.
I don't know if it falls under snitching, but I mean, I've known people that have gotten either bullied or hurt or threatened, and they felt like they didn't want to snitch. Basically, they didn't want because they felt like they snitched.
oh no, that's
They would be
completely
unloyal.
different.
But this bully kept bullying them. You know what I mean? But does that fall under?
Oh, no.
Wait, I have no
wait,
idea
no.
what you're talking about.
He said like with this, let's say it's like someone at school that's bullying you, or anyone that's like bullying you on social media, and then you're like, well, I don't want to tell on them because like blah blah
Let me
blah.
tell you
It's
one
someone
thing,
who's
Abe.
like big in social media,
I got
but you have
bullied.
to. That's different.
Oh,
That's
Let me
completely-
tell you,
First of
Abe, I
all,
got
he said, is that
bullied
different or the same?
A whole lot.
Yeah.
And
The court
you know what's
system
the
works
craziest
great.
part? The craziest part is in high school, although I was a cheerleader, although I did this and that and the third, I was a literal nerd. And you and me both bond to that. And I know
Yeah.
you know that. I was to myself. I would go and I would have tutoring, whatever. But there was a point in time where although I was to myself, I was getting bullied. So girls would literally, whatever, like, I don't even know why. I would mind my business and guys would hit on me when I was in high school. Let's say I'm a freshman and a senior wants to hit on me. I would get bullied for that, right? And there was a point in time where literally people started recognizing that, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, you know, like you're getting bullied a lot on, at the time it was Twitter or Instagram or whatever. And I'd literally be like, and what? And that I have the same mentality. But that taught me, I'm not going to lie to you guys, that taught me to sit with the kid that didn't have any friends. If there was a weirdo asking for lunch money, I'm going to go give
100%.
him money.
I understand that.
And to this day, one of the
100%.
kids that I see that I would literally sit with or I would give lunch money to, I see him walking around my neighborhood and I will literally create conversation and he will tell me to this day that I made the biggest impact on his life. So when it comes to bullying or when it comes to if you're asking like if people need to hear if you're getting bullied, what should you do? You be a bigger person and you need to know that
Knock that
your
motherfucker
worth-
out.
No, but
but you also need to know that your worth is not dependent on anybody in this world. You have a job, you have a purpose, and there is no reason that you're here. So if anybody wants to pick on you, fight with you, bully you, you're not this, so what? I'm here for a reason, right? Just like
but
you.
that wasn't, yes, and I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
But also what Abe was saying is like, because we're talking about like, I'll never expose someone, or Mama
Yeah,
D
like-
said snitch. He's like, so does that count if someone's bullying you? And no, it's a different situation.
Yeah, that, I mean,
If somebody's bullying you, beat them the fuck up.
literally.
yeah,
Beat them
definitely.
the
I don't think
fuck up.
I only asked this because
No, no,
I've
I-
seen
okay.
there's a lot of there's a lot of just obviously like as she was saying this day and age, and I'm saying it for everyone that might be watching Jasmine or subscribe to Jasmine's show that has been in the situation where they want to be the cool people, they want to fit in, they don't want to lose these type of friends in their life, so they allow these people to keep talking shit or keep hurting them or whatever, physical, emotional,
Don't be the cool
in
person.
any way.
Don't be the cool
so
person.
they're like, ooh,
So how?
I can't snitch.
What
I
would be the
can't
snitching?
snitch.
What would be the snitching?
Would
He
be
said
telling
bullying.
someone about it, telling someone else what
said
they're
if
doing.
someone-
But they're their
bullying.
friends.
Supposedly they're supposed to be
Yes,
friends,
yeah.
right? Like what's You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, why the
So
fuck
what's your
would
opinion?
anybody be friends with somebody talking
A lot of
shit
people,
to them?
some
sister,
people
a lot
just
of
don't
kids, a lot of kids. Like, you're grown, but you learn your lessons. But
No,
but,
because
like, these are
even
for all those younger people
even
out there
as
that don't
Kirby,
understand.
what I want to say too, that I forgot the word. Rocky uses it on his podcast, where there's a word for like the pretty girl, like curse kind of thing. Where I feel like I've always been a pretty little girl since kindergarten, and and I never was in the cool crowd because all the other girls always hated me. So I ended up friends with like probably like all the obese girls or the very intelligent nerdy people or like the other little Asian people, girls. Get it? Like, because all of us were so humble and nice, like I fucked with them hard. Like I was always friends with those groups. And because the popular people were such dicks, they were assholes, and they were always picking on me because I get the attention. Their boyfriends wanted me. Like I've always been ostracized for being pretty.
I never was. I was like not cool and not very
because
pretty.
same way.
I was
can
not very
remember back
pretty
to
and
that
I was not very
day.
cool.
I mean, I can literally remember back, like, that is exactly how it was for me. And, like, back then, I would not consider, I was not to myself. I didn't understand myself. I didn't understand my beauty. None of that, right? But as I grew into it, I mean, throughout the years, just like your mom said, it was very much a thing of, like, oh, I understand now. But it's like, if somebody, like Abe said, if you're asking me, if somebody is bullying you, either one, you fuck them up, okay? Because
All about it. Sorry.
Sorry, but
Spiritual or not.
you lay them motherfucking hands down. Because where I'm from, that's where we do it, okay? And I was taught how to fight at
East
a young age. Period. Pasadena, let's go. Born and raised. But what I'm saying is, like, you make sure you are confident in who you are. You are confident in what you stand for. And if other people do not fuck with that, that is their problem. If other people don't like that, that is their problem. And you could be friends with A through Z. And if they literally have a problem with how you're carrying yourself or whatever, however you represent yourself, and it's a bullying matter, either A, beat them up, or two, I mean,
Beat that ass.
I don't know. Are you talking about in school, mijo, or it's adults?
I'm talking about anyone in life. Anybody.
I'm trying to come up.
I gave you an example.
For the three of us, is the
this
three
is
of us
something
would
that
absolutely go to the problem, and I will
But that's
literally, if
for
there's
the
a
three
problem,
of
I'm
for the three of
talking
you
about
guys.
it.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
But I'm just
Because
saying,
I have people like I've
speak
had
to the people
I've
that
had
don't understand
incidences
this,
in the
though.
last 3 or 4 years where like my issue always is with my exes' new girlfriends. Like they always go online and bully me. Like they're always picking on me, talking shit about me. Like my name is mentioned all the time, and I simply just don't react.
Yeah.
No, actually, like it's almost, you know,
I just don't react. Like you're punching the air.
Yeah.
You know, but after
And
like
they also say you can't fight with someone who's not fighting back.
yeah, so I just don't say
can't.
nothing.
Well, I mean, talk to them. I'm asking these questions for you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
to tell the people
That
out
I
there.
think, and if you're
know?
in high school,
All the other girls
I
that
think
don't know
there's
what to do.
on school. There's counselors, there's teachers, there's there's like I think they have like there's anti-bullying committees or counselors on campus that you could go talk to, and I think it's what's that word when it's and it's anonymous. You can go and speak to somebody about it.
mediator.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, like I mean, the truth is the truth is. I mean,
So,
yeah,
let
if
me
you're
tell
not
you.
if you're not gonna beat them the fuck up, then yeah, go.
Let me tell you, before I literally like started, like I was confident in who I am. When I was in middle school, I remember I went, I won't say where I went, but I went to middle school and it was kind of in the hood, right? And like people thought I was just some like rich white bitch, which is the furthest thing from the truth, as you know. And I remember these girls literally out of nowhere. I'm not kidding. I literally got told, and I think it was my science class, these girls want to jump you, and they're gonna jump you from like a source. And they were like, when you leave class right now, they're gonna jump you, and I hope you know that. And me, as like and when you're in 7th grade, I mean,
You're little.
I was like,
I was
I
little.
don't know
I was
what
short
I'm gonna do.
and skinny as fuck.
First of all, I I've always been little. I'm 5'4", but I've always been skinny. I've always been little.
Wait, so you're saying but it was because you were pretty?
I don't know what it was for.
Okay.
I could not tell you.
Oh.
I was never confident in myself, like up until a few years ago. But
feel like
like,
that- yeah.
I'm already telling you, it's because she was pretty.
Okay, well,
No,
me,
but, like,
I was
but
like
it was,
just
like-
invisible. I feel like honestly, I was invisible in middle school. Like I
But
wasn't even
we're-
pretty enough that
right.
people would notice. I feel like I was just invisible, and I
Right.
was invisible in high school.
but like when I say like I was
Jasmine.
invisible, I'm
You're not invisible now.
You're not, girl.
With her
You're not invisible now, but, like, when I
1.1 million
tell you-
followers.
I didn't have that issue. I just no one
No.
noticed me.
Like when I was invisible, I say like I would literally be walking from like the cafeteria to the library to go read my book. In science class, I'll never forget it. Somebody told me like, yeah, they want to jump you. And I remember being like, what? Like, what do they want to jump me for? And I have an older brother and a sister, as you guys know.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget. I literally remember texting them from my little
Aw,
Android.
yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, somebody wants to jump
Was it a
me.
sidekick?
No.
I always wish I
I
had
didn't
one
even
of
have
those.
a sidekick. I didn't even. I had a razor. Okay, I had a hot.
Those
pink
were
razor.
still hot. Those were popping too.
So I literally texted them. I was like, somebody said they want to jump me. My brother and my sister, I will never forget.
I love it. I
That's
love
what
it.
Pulled up.
You gotta love siblings.
Within 30 minutes, I'm not kidding. Pulled up to the front. I get.
They're like, now we're
from my
even,
son-
3-on-3.
Deadass, from my science class, and I get called. Kirby, they want you to the office. I walk up. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what do you got? And they had 4 girls that were plotting to jump me
Good.
for no reason. They were like, well, we just don't like her. Well, we just don't like her. We just don't. And
You guys
that's
should
how
have
it was.
squabbled. You should have been at Taco Bell
And
across
so
the
let
street
me
and
tell you,
squabbled.
after that, let me tell y'all.
Yeah, yeah.
After that, my brother had me in boxing every day. Let me tell you, after school, every day. Let me teach you how to fight. This was 6th grade, I believe. Let me teach you how to fight. And my brother was super big on like WWE.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
he would practice FU.
Just so you know, her brother's freaking all
trust
yoked
me, my
out.
My brother's yoked out, right? So and he's
Yes.
been like that. So I'm the youngest in my family. And I will never forget, I was taught how to fight at a young age because it was literally a matter of like, wait, what? Like, and I remember the principal like sitting there with me like, well, why do you guys want to jump her? And I specifically remember them saying, well, I don't know. She's just too nice. She don't sit right with us. She don't sit right with us. She
What
held
does it
the door
say?
open for me.
Your spirit will irritate demons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your spirit will irritate demons.
Absolutely. And so I will never forget every day after school. I mean, I would do horse, which is Abe London. That's why I won horse with y'all the other day. But I played horse every day.
She won you, Lundy?
Twice. Abe, tell them. How many
won.
times, Abe?
It was
She won.
Chad. I think it was
She won
Chad.
it
Oh,
twice.
it's Chad. Okay, we gotta play horse.
So horse, and I would box, and my brother would literally tell, this is what you do. And my sister, this is what you do. And ever since then, I'm like, I'm confident. Yeah, deadass. Like,
He said- no,
if
he's
you
like-
wanna
he's-
squabble, let's fucking
Give him the
go.
3-4
Like,
No,
I'm
he
not
said,
scared.
show the camera your 1-2.
If
Show
you want to
it.
see my 1-2, let's go right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and also too, like I hope at the end of the day, like these bullies, they obviously come from families of violence
You wanna know
themselves,
the funniest thing?
and they learn
To this
that.
day, those bullies, the bullies that bullied me, middle school, high school, will literally DM me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. Hey, girl, you look so good. Da 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 da. And I'm like, and you were a hater.
Yeah, that's
And
all
you
it
were
was.
crying on my downfall when I was younger. You wanted to beat my ass, and now you want to be my
Yeah.
friend? Nope, that's karma. And karma's going to get you like a bitch. And that's how it will always be. Always. That's how
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I was always really, really super sweet growing up. I never had problems other than it was always girls and their boyfriends. Like I wouldn't even look at their boyfriends.
Again, can't relate.
Like literally, they'd just be like, everyone hated DM because my boyfriend likes you, or he's staring at you too long, or oh, she's pretty. Like I know he might cheat on me with her. Like I was always like picked on for that. So I think there's only one time ever. I think it was in 6th grade. And there was a girl, her name was Sonia. And mind you, in 6th grade, I was skinny, like 90 pounds
And it
for
had
a
to be
long
the name
time.
Sonia. Remember your friend later, Sonia?
Hey, Sonia!
She had a later on-friend like a couple years ago recently that it was a Sonia, and she was like, mm-mm.
I'm like, hey, Sonia, you come for here?
And I remember being
You
like,
hate Sonia, you said, or you don't like Sonia?
I hate Sonia.
we were 6th grade, and mind you, like I was probably what, 4.
So Sonia's and Nicole's,
four-
and nobody
I
named
don't
their
even
babies
know.
that. And if you did, change their names.
6th grade, what, 4 or 5? Like you're 4 feet maybe in 6th grade. And I was like
even
90
know.
pounds. I was always super skinny, no titties, no ass. And I remember Sonia in 6th grade had fucking huge tits. She was tall as fuck. And I remember just
What he
being
said,
like,
huge slobber knockers.
no, for 6th grade. Remember in 6th grade, some girls just were born like with huge tits all of a sudden, and you're just like, holy shit. And
No,
I remember,
I remember there was those girls that had like asses and hips and
Yeah, for
huge
real.
titties, and they would wear thongs. And I was like, in the locker room, I'm like, why is she wearing thongs? Yeah, I never shaved my pubes. They were like blonde. They started growing. Always in full underwear, Hanes, full cotton Hanes underwear up to here.
Target Hanes. I was not sexually advanced until I was 17 and a half, 18.
I remember
yeah, me too.
No, seriously.
I didn't remember
Black
getting to
girls
16.
even wore in 6th grade thongs. No, but we had this thing in my middle, like we would like just for fun, like in the girls' locker room, we're like, oh, pants Steve. It was like,
Yeah.
And then one girl had a thong, and I was like,
You have a thong?
and we were all like, huh?
It was the first time I talked
We're
to
like,
my
what is
sister.
that? Like, no, it's weird. It's like, what is that? I was like, I didn't know. I
you're
never
like-
seen it like
At
that.
one point, you questioned
You're like, my mom said that's only
know
when you
my
get
mom-
married.
Yeah. My mom would always tell me, I asked her, what's a thong? She's like, it's only when you get married, that's what you can wear. So I was like, oh, okay.
I remember the
My
first
mom
time
told me that growing up.
No, for real. I remember the first time I wanted to shave my upper leg. My mom and my sister
Oh.
were like, "What
No,
the
right?
fuck? You're out of your mind!" Like I was like, "Okay, never mind. I'm sorry."
Wait,
I was like,
tell me in 4th grade, I wanted to shave my back. That's one.
She was hairy.
No, and you know what's so weird?
She
though?
was always
It's
hairy
not.
since she
But
was
you know
born.
What's kind of strange?
"I wish
is
she
in
makes fun of London for being hairy."
No, but now it's not. Like, okay, so wait, listen to this. I was like, the way your butt cheeks look.
She shed it.
Babe.
It shed.
I did shed. No, that's the only reason. My back was as hairy as your butt cheeks in 4th grade. And we had a school dance.
Yes.
And I was so, look, I was in
Yeah,
3rd, 4th
yeah.
grade. I was so, my back was hairy. Like, you could pet it like this, like,
Yeah.
it was soft.
Yeah, like it was down the middle of her back. She kind of had like this little like trail, like black. It was like a black hair, and it was straight, and it would kind of go down and end at the middle of her back.
So for our school dance, I'm like, can we please shave my back just once, please? She's like, okay, fine. And she did, but after, I swear to God, after that, like, you see my back all the time. It never grew back. Like, now it's like hairless.
I was about it. Like, 3rd grade or whatever. Like, whenever her
Yeah.
legs hair started growing,
shaved my
I was like,
leg, yeah.
shave them. Like, I'm not gonna have you in school. You know, like if you're uncomfortable.
You're insecure.
You know what? That's something
her
I was gonna
eyebrows. I took her from the first time ever. Well, I think 3rd grade too. I would take her to get waxed professionally from Anastasia in Beverly Hills,
Yes.
who
Yep.
does J Lo's
Yep.
eyebrows.
Yes.
Like I wish, you know what I mean? Like I wish somebody would have told me not to shave
Let me tell
mine.
you, because my mom was that same way. Like my mom, when I told her, I was like, "Mom, I don't know." She was like, "Girl, we're gonna get you waxed.
Yep.
We're gonna get you shaved. We're gonna
Yeah.
get you this. We're gonna." I'm like, "Okay, Mom." Like my mom was the same way, so
Yeah.
I get it. She was like, "Okay." Let
Wait,
me
but
tell you what
honestly,
put you
I
on."
thought my back was gonna be hairy forever. Like after that, is it like baby hair or something? It never came back.
I think so.
ever.
You had it since
It's
you were a
like
baby.
No, that's not. There's like no, like, I mean, maybe like the very tiny blonde ones, but like I've never
Yeah.
got that. I remember thinking like it's gonna grow back thick, and it never came back.
I think it was baby hair, huh?
yeah, some
Then it just
people-
never fell
I
out.
think it is little. I think I was in 3rd grade maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But-
Some people they do, but some people like it. You'll shave it and it just won't grow back. That's how I was. Like I shaved it. and
Did
it
you
was,
used to
like,
have a
didn't
hairy
grow
back, like up
No,
here, like?
no.
Oh, okay.
No.
I did.
Nobody just
I
me.
think I still do. Kirby.
Babe, my back is no
is
hair
it?
at all.
No,
Even if you touch,
What?
Oh. Why do I do that?
mine's like,
No.
you know what? Because I think we started out like that.
I think at some point I did too.
Okay.
Okay.
You have to leave in 5 minutes, right?
What time is it?
8:29.
Nah, give
Okay.
it 15. We're good.
Okay. Cool.
Next question. Go.
Sorry,
Oh, yeah,
Or next
let's
treat.
go.
Hey, I'm
Next
like,
treat.
sorry, Anthony. Shout out to Havana
No.
House. We're good. No.
All right. So the next tweet that came up today is about they just approved, well, not approved officially, but they experimented on rats, what they usually do, for the first actually rat approved, but then they got to do human test next. Men's birth control. Mama
Take
D,
it.
Men pill birth control.
All about it.
So wait, so let me finish. Okay, so men's birth control, the pill. So they've done a lot of test trials. What they said is only on
We're
rats,
voluntary in London.
London, guess what? Birth control.
but you're gonna. Yeah, not really. Okay, so men's birth control, the pill, and then they're saying that like the side effects. It's so funny because the guys were like, they said the side effects are acne, headaches, weight gain, tiredness, and erectile dysfunction. And girls are like,
Guess what?
That's what.
Guess
That's
what?
what we
No, guys were complaining like, well, you can't fucking put this out here. Like,
Guess
this-
what? I have literally been dealing with hormonal
Imbalance.
problems
Yeah.
since I was 14 years old.
Okay,
I am
yeah.
literally anemic because of my
Yeah.
menstrual cycle. And so if men want to sit around and say, well, no, it's on you to have birth control, it's on you to be proactive, guess what? No, it's not.
So are we for men's birth control
Yeah.
pills? Like, could you guys get used to the idea?
yeah.
Totally.
Yes.
Yes.
Abe?
Yes, I concur.
But wait, but put the little mic on, Abe. Are you for men's birth control pills? And mind you, before you, like, just
I mean,
real
that's-
quick
if-
to
if-
remind you, it's the same symptoms that girls get off of birth
If
control.
they make it, they make it. But I wouldn't take it. I just pull
Oh.
out.
Okay.
Where pull
So
out?
Abe,
Abe.
I wouldn't take it.
Yes,
I don't
you
want
would.
it.
he's
This-
just like, I'll
the-
pretend I'll smash it in your orange juice every morning. Guys, I'm here every day.
Abe, I'm
don't
here
wanna
every
put
morning
something
for
in
my
my body.
workouts. I'm smacking it in there. No.
No.
Okay, so Abe,
I just.
do you? Okay, so then if you don't agree, it's because you don't want to put like anything that's in it in your body, right?
Yes, that's it. That's
So
all.
my other question is, are you against women birth control for whoever your girlfriend is? Like, don't put nothing in your body.
I agree if she doesn't want to take it.
No, but do you tell her like, don't put all that stuff in your body?
I don't tell her what to do. Whatever she
Or
decides.
you don't have to
that's
tell
cool
her,
with
but
me.
is it your opinion where like you shouldn't have to like, like I can pull out? That's you said you like pull out.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm
yeah.
asking.
I guess that's my opinion. It's just like I'll just.
But like, how
Practice-
confident
just
would
say
it
it.
make you in knowing like, okay, look, I'm fucking a bitch, and she says she's on birth control.
Oh,
She
that's
says
different.
she's
I'm talking about
reusing
relationships,
condom.
but yeah.
But yeah,
Continue.
but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
as a man,
like a
like,
random. It's safer if you're
look,
single.
I'm gonna be completely honest.
Or just be
I'm gonna
single,
be
guys.
completely honest
Don't
right now.
do it.
Why
Stay
do you
single.
want to nut and girls uncontrollably when y'all know that you could be the source of knowing that you are not fertilizing a woman, right? So as a woman, myself, look, I'll put myself on blast. As a woman,
Do it, Kirby.
I'm
Go, girl.
Like, why not? Y'all know. As a woman, I'm like, okay, I've been told, like, no, I've only have this many kids. But then I get told, all right, it's this many kids, right? Okay, so and then I'm like, well, that's something you could control, but that's not something, I have no children, right? So why would you not control what you can do? Why is that on me?
No, he's
know what I mean?
no. I don't think
Wait, what?
he's not putting it on women, babe. He's just saying,
No, yeah.
like
It's not on
he
you.
believes in pull-out method, and no,
Or
wait,
just-
and then he believes in whatever the
Please
woman
just stay
wants.
single.
If she
Don't
wants
do
to be
that.
on birth control, okay. If she doesn't, she doesn't. So he believes in like
And the person you're talking about that has 10
Yeah.
kids, that motherfucker
when she
did
was
not
talking
pull.
right now, I'm like, I hear
Did
it.
not
I hear
pull
who's coming
out.
through.
So he had no method. He had the leave it in method.
Wait, and then so I bring it up.
He
okay.
needs a whole different method.
Wait,
he didn't
so
even have a method. He left it in method.
I want to bring up why I even know about this because London sent the male birth control tweet that it barely kind of is like approved to me, and he was like, look at this, and I was like, oh, I'm like, but I don't want you to put that in you because I'm anti-birth control. I know that sounds.
Same.
I
I
mean,
haven't been on birth control
Bad
since I
for
was
your body.
16.
I'm anti-birth control. Whatever.
It is really bad for
however
women's
it
bodies.
sounds.
Because then they
So
can't get
even
pregnant.
like. And
when
then,
they wanna get
and then
pregnant.
think about
Yeah.
this. They've had birth control for women way longer than men. So if they just all of a sudden like, we got it. Like, no, I'm like, I don't even want you to have that in you. Like, so that's why he said that to me today, my boyfriend, London. And he was like, he's like, what about this? I'm like, no, I don't want you to even take that. I'm like, well, just,
Okay, so we all vote no. Next tweet.
yeah.
Next week.
Next tweet.
Okay, last one. Abe, what time?
It is 8:35.
I'm like, he already struggles. so-
8:35. 8:35.
8:35? Okay, 8:40. We're done. 5 more minutes.
Okay. Well,
Anthony, for seeing this, I'm
If
sorry.
not, you
we
can
can
leave.
finish,
And me and
yeah,
Jasmine can
yeah.
finish. She's like,
like,
no,
no,
don't
no.
leave me.
Okay, so wait, this is my other question. So what do you guys think about, because it's reversible for men, a vasectomy for men, because it's very
All
reversible.
about it. I had a
Me
guy
too.
friend. He did
I would
it.
do that over. You're not
Yeah.
pumping yourself with hormones and whatever the fuck every month. So
I
I'm so
absolutely think
that's
that should
so
be
much.
good.
And the fact
No,
that
yeah.
I wonder why women's is not reversible. I mean, I'm sure there's like a
I
very
think
valid
as a
reason.
man, you should
Well,
absolutely.
there's miracles that do happen that women have still gotten pregnant from it a lot of times.
No, not like that, but
Yeah. But I
They
do know it's still possible.
They basically take like a little like thing and they basically like light on fire like the end of your tubes. And so
I
it's
wonder. So what do
impossible.
they do to the guys?
So for guys, they just cut it.
If you're gonna talk, babe, put them. I want you to. We want to hear your voice.
Oh,
babe.
because we can't. Yeah.
We want to hear your sexy voice.
Oh yeah.
Guys, they just
Very
snip-
white
they just
voice,
snip
please.
the passage that goes that the semen
Is
goes
it
through.
only one
And then they
tiny
can just
tube?
reattach it.
Very white. I'll start
No, but I'm
singing
saying
to
when they cut it off, is it one tiny tube?
Yeah, just one tiny
Isn't
tube.
that Marvin Gaye. Yeah, no, that's Marvin Gaye.
Okay,
My
so
brother
if,
had
What's the song by Barry White?
What's the song
so
by
if
Barry White?
tiny tube. Oh,
Name one. I'm trying to think of one.
That's before my time.
I was trying to do a Barry White voice for you.
wait. So
Well, I
if,
can do Pop Smoke really well.
oh,
I don't even know who that is.
That was terrible.
I don't even know who that is.
That was awful.
so if tiny
Okay.
tubes was reversible as like
It
how-
is reversible.
for women.
Oh, I'm
no,
sorry.
It's not.
For men, vasectomy. Correct.
Yeah. So if it was as reversible as a vasectomy, would you guys be open? I'm just curious. Would you
No.
guys be open to it? No, right? No.
I personally wouldn't know.
And then men, Abel, London, are you guys open to vasectomy? Meanwhile, because if you're not ready to have kids, and then undo it when you are ready, or no?
Yeah, I would do it. Yeah, I mean, if it
It is, yeah. Do you think it's like a
Not
three?
as much as
I don't know.
I think it's like a 3 or 4. Yeah, remember my friend Frankie who owned the Mexican restaurant?
Oh, yeah,
He got
yeah.
it done.
Yeah.
London's barber. He literally had it done.
And then he had it undone, had
And
more
got-
kids,
yes.
and got
wait.
it done again.
Yeah, no, London's barber had it
yeah.
for
When-
a couple years, undid it, had his daughter. He's like, that's all I want, and did it again. Like it
Yeah.
was so easy.
don't-
Like
Yeah.
I don't
there,
know
and you're
that
not
much
pumping
about
you
it,
full
though.
of
Does that
fucking
mean
stuff.
men can't finish then after that?
No,
they
you-
can
you-
finish. They can.
Yeah, no,
That's
you,
what
you
London-
still have orgasms.
London was
Oh,
no,
okay.
no,
Yeah.
wait.
Down,
London,
down.
London thought London's like, is it a dry nut? Like you're like, it's like a nut, but no nut comes out. He's like, that would be so scarring. I'm like, no, there's just no actual, like actual sperm. Okay, so you can still ejaculate, but there's no sperm that will
In
get
it.
the
Yeah.
eggs pregnant inside of it. But you
So there's
still
no
get.
chance of conception.
Correct.
Okay. Wait, I want you guys to continue. Do you guys want to continue? I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Okay. Wait.
Yes.
So wait. Abe. Oh shit. Oh, I didn't even. Did I? But I'm saying I didn't even put in. I forgot to put in there. Freaking. I just
I did
remembering.
it, I did
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
So wait, Kirby, just say bye. So
Bye.
Kirby's. Wait, London's gonna come in. You better.
Such a good time.
Yes.
I'm
So tag
happy.
Kirby in. She has to go to work, Havana House in Alhambra. Make sure you show love, show up, bottle service.
Tip
whatnot.
you're a bartender, right?
Bartender, like,
Yes.
No,
you
like
waitress
a
too?
cocktail waitress.
All right. Just go to
Ask
Kirby
for
and
Kirby.
tip her. That's
Ask
it.
for Kirby.
And we're gonna continue. We're gonna bring London in, my boyfriend, my lover boy.
He's like,
Go, London, go.
Give me a kissy first, Tootie.
nope. I need a kiss too.
Give Mama D a kiss.
Give her your cheek. Give her your cheek. See, I never. She always gives me her cheek every time.
Ready?
So for now, Linda's gonna
Okay.
give you his cheek till you give me lip kisses. Thanks.
Okay, babe. What do you? Because we've talked about it. You know what? I love having like a man's perspective now.
Bring it
But
on
we've talked
in,
about
London.
But you know what? London has always. When I shared with him, he's like, when the option came up where he's like, you know what, you should go on birth control, like, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, and then he was like, but then I explained to him, I'm like, but I don't know, for some reason I've had friends who are anti against it, and I've just heard, and when I first tried it when I was 18, I had my period for like 2.5 weeks, almost a month, and I hear that girls still have it with the IUD. I hear girls have it like a whole year nonstop bleeding, and like it just
Or
sounds,
they don't have it at all.
No, it sounds
Yeah.
crazy. Like, I don't
and
know.
not only
That-
that,
our body's not meant for that.
It doesn't sound natural. Like I want my
No.
body to do what it
Our-
naturally
Our
does.
cycle's supposed to
I
cleanse
want it to
itself.
be
Giving
natural.
a girl a baby that does not want a baby is just fucked up.
No, well, don't get me wrong though. Either way, it's not okay to just chance it every time and be like, oh, we're just gonna. And like it leads us back to the pull-out method, like April was saying.
You put the girl in
If
a
done
bad
accurately,
position.
No,
is it accurate?
it's 100% accurate because the
yes.
only times I've ever been
has to
pregnant is when they
finish
did not
it, yeah.
pull out. And I would tell them ahead of time.
no.
I'm not on
it
birth. I'm not on birth control. Do not commend me.
There's no
I'm
such
like,
thing
wait,
as
same for
pre-cum
me.
babies
No,
and-
No,
Never,
and then
never.
they come inside me, and then boom,
And
clockwork.
if they
I'm
thought it was
pregnant.
pre-cum, it's because the guy lied.
Yeah, he lied.
He said he pulled out. He's like, oh, it was
nutted inside
pre-cum.
you. Yeah, because
Fucking
you gotta
liar.
really try to get someone. Like, not
Yeah.
really try, but like you gotta nut inside someone to get them pregnant for sure.
No, because I remember
And then
in
those
sci- in
sperms
health
have
class.
to swim really
No, in
fast,
health class,
really high,
it
all the
literally-
way into anti-gravity
Yeah.
up
No,
this small
yeah.
canal that's
Yeah.
tight as
No,
fuck,
Mama D.
and go into the eggs in the ovaries.
I remember
That's a long
literally
journey.
in health class it says like the reason why when he does finish inside is because like when it shoots out, believe it or not. Bye, Kurt. We'll see you. See you soon. Love you.
It's the velocity.
No, yeah, no. It's like it shoots at high. Believe it or not, even when it's inside, it shoots at high speeds. But then when it's outside, it's like you don't notice as much. Oh,
Gotta go. Gotta go, Kurt.
She's leaving with a grand exit.
but I
off
love.
the
You know
log.
what I love? That's what I was gonna say, babe. What I love about you, what I love about London is that like when he brought up, he's like, well, birth control, blah blah blah, and I was like, yeah, but no, I'm like, I think pull out worked, but at the same time, like when he saw it on Twitter today, the male birth control, he was like, he sent it to me, he's like, look, and like all excited, but I'm like, I don't want you to be pumped full of stuff either. You know, I don't know. I just wouldn't want that. I'm like as natural
Yeah,
as
we'll
it
give
can
it.
be.
We'll give it a couple years.
Okay, next Twitter.
Mama D's like,
next
no. She's like, give him the birth control pill.
He needs it.
Okay.
If you can't pull out, slip him the pill.
slip it in my creatine drink.
Okay, so girls think that having a baby will change. This is a tweet. Girls think having a baby will change a man. Now her and the baby crying.
No, I just posted stories about this yesterday.
We're gonna go for a little while longer. Abe, I have a lot of good ones.
Okay, no, so this is big
Okay,
facts.
second. Let's make it
Wait,
free.
this is big facts. And this is coming from personal experience. You guys, I'm about to be 46 years old. And the biggest thing, 46.
I can't even
right?
imagine you 50. But you're so
Yeah.
far. It doesn't
46,
even sound like
that's
it.
crazy, yeah.
In a good way.
That's the
I
new-
don't even
that's
sound
the
like
new
I'm
age.
27.
No, you don't.
How old
You're
do
like
you guys think I am? Like
18.
21 even.
18.
I don't even feel
18,
it.
sometimes 16, depending how much
And
you
nobody
drink.
thinks I'm that age. Does Lena seem older than me? No, huh? We seem like the same.
No, the same age,
Yeah.
for sure. No, but okay, this is what I'm going to speak on for big facts is I know through high school, we all have I feel like a lot of us had high school sweethearts. And I feel like my personal story,
Chunky.
when I was in high school, right? I met Jasmine's dad. And there was an issue with a girl named Nicole.
She comes back again.
So there was this off and on thing
this
for
story.
a whole year. And what women do is, men, I'm sorry if this offends you, but men can be very easy to control, very easy to manipulate. And
Me looking at
they
you.
believe every time a girl says, oh, I'm pregnant. And because we are brought up in a society, religion, family that says, oh my God, you have to have a mom and a dad if there's a kid, otherwise you're going to be dysfunctional. Not realizing that our own parents were dysfunctional, that if maybe they would have separated, we would have grown up actually healthier. So what happens is I feel like a lot of women or girls, I'm going to say girls, a lot of girls on purposely want to get pregnant because the man that they're trying to trap, that they're begging, that the man that does not want them, but he fucks her. Don't get me wrong. He fucks her,
Well, any
gives her a few
guy.
little dog bones,
They'll
little
fuck
dog
a
scraps.
raw chicken from
No,
Smart
correct.
and Final.
But a lot of women,
Not everyone,
unfortunately,
but most of them believe
lack
it.
the self-love that they deserve. Someone who wants to marry them, wants a life partner, or who wants forever with them before getting pregnant. So a lot of women will be like, well, if I get pregnant, he's never going to leave my life. And at least like he's going to be stuck with me for at least a year or two, because most guys are going to do the right
the
thing
bare minimum, like,
and
okay,
be
once
like,
we get
all
fell in
right,
love."
then shit. All right, I'll go to your doctor appointments.
Wait, Mommy, okay, I want to ask you this. What do you remember? Like, did you ever think in your mind when you found out I was pregnant, when you were pregnant, that you wanted an abortion?
Freudian slip. Go ahead, what?
When you found out you were pregnant, did you ever think like you wanted an abortion? Like, did you ever have that thought in your mind, or was not even an option? It was at like the time, and like, did you ever think like, hey, you said that grandma mentioned, and that's okay. That she's like, you could get rid of the baby if you wanted to. What made you want to keep the baby? Me. Okay. What made you want
You
to
know
keep
why?
me?
Because I was in love with your dad. I was like madly crazy in love with your dad, and I truly believed like he was the one for me. I'd already been we were already engaged before I got pregnant. So so all of that I was
Oh.
You were almost not a bastard, baby.
I'm saying like I could have been engaged too, but anyway.
yeah, so I was already engaged, and we already planned on spending together forever. Like he really was my soulmate at that time in my life. So it's like
Were you happy when you found out, or what was your emotion?
I was scared. I was scared of what to tell my mom. Like, okay, like, and then also scared
Mama, I've been
because
fucking.
She said barely. She said it was like once
me and
every
your
3
dad
months.
had been off and on because of this girl Nicole, and she was supposed to have been pregnant by him at that time.
So did you ever doubt if you wanted to keep me?
You got a sister.
You know what? No.
was
Or when I
The
left
first moment you found out, you said yes.
Yes.
I'm keeping it.
Uh-huh.
Keeping her. Or,
midway through, when I was like about 6-7 months, and I had caught him cheating, and I left him, so I did the rest of my pregnancy alone. Then I had thought, like, fuck, like now I'm alone the whole pregnancy. You know me, I'm stubborn. I don't want you having to do with me, like you da 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 da. So then I thought I didn't want to have a kid alone. So that was the only time that it crossed my head, like,
she almost
damn.
killed me. She almost killed me.
Like it crossed my head, like, damn, like next time I'm gonna.
It was your choice.
I'm gonna think.
That I'm here right now, and that
know,
we're in love
of
now.
That's crazy.
Wow. Love that, Mom. All right. That was the girls thing about, okay, do you think that if we had a baby, well, I guess that wouldn't even make sense. Because I was thinking about if you said that if girls have a baby, it'll change a man. But
Oh yeah. Oh, so the truth is,
you want a baby.
so the
it's
truth
different.
is, you cannot keep a man by being pregnant. You might
we
get
go.
him 1 year,
But if
2
you're
years,
truly
3
in
years.
love- But if you're truly in love, it's different. Because like London does want a baby.
We're not talking about that. That's not the question. The question is
Kirby's drink. It's tequila.
That's not the question, though. The question really comes down to women having a baby is not going to keep a man. He cannot fall in love with you. He's not going to want forever with you. He's actually going to start getting sick of you. He's going to resent
Mama
you.
D.
He's going to pull away from you. And he's going to be like a walking dead corpse, merely existing. It's true.
Sips vodka.
But that's what it is. You're sitting with the girl who you're not in love with, but you're in love with your kid. So now as years go by,
So do you think it is also kept men longer just because whoever they were with got pregnant? They're like, oh,
It might
okay.
work temporarily.
Yeah,
for
like,
a
it does
moment,
little
yeah,
bit. They're
a
like,
year or
oh,
two,
well, I have-
a year or two, yeah, you
but
might
also
get him.
too, it's convenient to have sex with them because you're like, okay, well,
Yeah.
okay, you're here, and we're basically in a relationship
Correct.
and everything.
But it's not an in-love relationship, because at some point later on, I can guarantee you there's going to be a lot of cheating going on within those years. And then at some point later on in his life, what happens is girls go, and then he went to a new relationship and he did everything for her that I wanted because he never was in love with you. You were manipulative. You were dishonest. You were trying to force him into something he never felt because he would have given you the ring before the kid.
Yeah.
Get it? So the next girl, he's actually found someone that he's like, oh my God, like, I'm actually in love with you. Like, it feels so good to feel passionate about somebody. That's why he does what he does with the next person, because he's not in love with you.
Have you ever tried to trap anyone, babe, with the baby?
I don't know.
Well, we gotta get the boy. Abe, have you ever tried to trap anyone? Be like, oh, I'm gonna get her pregnant because I want to be with her.
What the hell?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay, so I had a lot of I feel like girl questions because it was for Kirby. Oh yeah.
I mean, in that case, you could just
Okay, all right. What? Oh, I guess I'm trying to change it because London's on here, but like,
Oh, okay.
what one person won't do, another one will. My original tweet, the tweet that I read was like, what one man won't do, another man will.
I think that correlates to what we just talked about.
Same thing, right? Like,
Yeah, like, he's not in love with you. You're literally just someone he's
Mommy's
dating.
like, he's not in love with you.
But it's true. A man who's in love, he's going to be with you and he's going to do everything for you that the last guy didn't do because the last guy did not want to be with you. Not that he didn't want to smash you or go out. Like, that's literally the biggest lesson at 45 I could tell people. He's not in love with you.
Okay,
Let that man go.
Here's the next one. So, like, okay, in London's point of view, have you ever noticed if like women started kind of behaving more like men, like we caught on to your behavior? Like type of like Mama D, like we kind of started adapting to men's behavior. Like, okay, we're gonna be in that same type of energy.
No, I feel that women have a lot more self-love now. Like, because I think we were brought up from like whether the 40s, the 60s, the 70s, women stay home. No matter what a man does, you put up with it. But I feel like nowadays women have a lot more self-confidence where they're like, no, I don't like the way you're treating
More
me.
independence.
I
don't
guess we
like
shouldn't even
what they're
title
doing
it
it.
as like we're acting like manhood.
No,
Yeah.
Like we're actually finding ourselves and standing up for ourselves.
Correct.
That's so good. No,
Yeah.
I literally wrote it like that, and then like, I should have wrote it like that.
Because,
Like,
you got to think, girls are the ones graduating from college. Girls are the ones graduating from school. Like every girl I knew in high school, straight A's. Every guy I knew was C's, D's, F's. Like it was crazy. And so girls are more independent. They're more career oriented now. Guys, we're just like kind of like floating along. With
and then
the,
that
with the
Tupac
world,
song,
but-
that one Tupac song is like that the way that like women can create children and you guys can't. That's like the
Yeah,
forever.
I mean,
We can create an
Something
entire
flex.
human
At the end of
being.
our-
We
at the
can
end of
with
the
the-
we
day,
could.
We have a
create
whole
10
soul.
kids.
We have a whole soul
you gotta
running
think
through
like
us
this.
that we are
Every
supporting.
guy does in their life is for women in general.
Yes.
So women essentially
You guys are
run
like
the
pussy
world.
runs the world.
Yeah,
Sex.
like
sells,
guys get
sexy,
successful,
sex
they
is
buy a
everything.
car.
Bella,
Why did they
down.
buy a car?
To get
Mijos.
bitches.
To get
to
girls.
get
No, let her up
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
I don't want her hair, please.
Why did they buy cool clothes? Why did they buy? 'Cause to get girls. And so girls essentially.
The
run
world
the
runs around women.
Of course.
We
If
run
there was
the
no
world.
beautiful women,
Yeah.
dudes would have millions of dollars and they
You-
would just live in an apartment.
Wait,
They wouldn't care
no
about
one would
having
be
a
here
mansion.
without a woman.
give a fuck.
No one. We all came out of vaginas.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. You came out of grandma. Me came out of you. Lenny came out of his mom. Like and his brothers. Like no one would be here without a woman. Women are gods.
Yeah, you guys-
Literally,
You guys are like it.
we are the portal.
Why don't men create lives? You know what I mean?
We are the portal from the afterlife to this life. That is powerful.
We just
Have you noticed that, babe, though?
hold the seed, and then
Do
you
you
guys
think-
are like you guys grow it.
Have you
guys
noticed that though,
create it.
babe? That women are like
Next tweet
Yeah,
all that,
of course,
all that, and a cup of
of course.
Pop Tarts.
of Joe T.
Oh, shit, man.
Joe Coffee. Joe Coffee. I
Okay,
think
okay.
that was
sorry.
a lipstick
what are we
color.
at now, Abe? How long? 1 hour and 9 minutes. Oh, not bad. Okay. I had so many like dating ones because of Kirby and you, but did you ever stop dating someone and notice after how corny they are?
Yes.
Babe, it's okay.
most of my exes, not all of them.
Have you ever noticed that?
I don't date people.
No, he
Good
didn't.
answer.
To be honest with you guys, he was just like fuck, and that was it.
Good
Don't
answer.
date.
Not me
I
though.
don't date. Not you.
But yeah, my mom and did you ever like where you're like afterwards?
Wait,
you're like, ugh,
no.
you're
You wait,
corny
you
ass
guys.
motherfucker."
I follow a lot of, so mind you again, I'm in my 40s.
I have to go
So
pee real quick. But
there was people in my 20s. There was people in my 20s who I swore on God were like God's gift to women. Like they were hot as fuck. And I was just like, oh my God, I want him so bad. And mind you, they were probably like, and this is like in the party scene. So they were like older 30s or like the club promoters. And I was like, one day, da da da. Or even from high school or people. Yeah, I want to say my 20s because nowadays I'm following a lot of those people. London.
Lost it, huh?
London. Like I looked and
They
like
lost it.
like they act like the way I looked in my 20s, I look way better now.
yeah.
And I look at then and I'm just like,
They look
yo, they're
way
like
worse.
40, 50 pounds overweight. Their
Yeah.
skin's bad. They look tired. They've lost their like mojo. They've lost that
Some people
self-confidence.
peak, and some people just continue to just.
Yeah, like literally, like I have some people I follow that I was like so in love with, and I follow them, and I go,
Yeah.
thank you, God, because I always look at it like this way too. There was a reason why God was like, that's not your
That's not-
person,
yeah,
Deanne.
yeah.
And as much as I was like, ew, and I was so mad when I scroll through my timeline, I'm like, whew, thank God we didn't work
dodged the
out.
bullet.
Whew, thank God we didn't work out. Oh my God, what's wrong with you? Go to the gym, bro. Do something. I don't know, like. No, yeah, it's so true. All of them. Like that glow, the life, that like sex appeal, it's just gone. Like that radiance. Like I'm just like how did you like I know people that are 70, 80 years old who are just radiant and excited about life. And they're just not. Yeah, no, completely. A lot.
want to pass it back to me, babe?
Okay. I wish I could name them because Jasmine knows what I'm talking about. We used to talk about them all the time. I'd be like, did you see so-and-so? She's like, oh my God, he looks horrible. I'm like, I know.
Oh, like some
Imagine.
people really lose their mojo.
Yes.
Or like there's
Their
people,
spark.
there's people that will peak in high school and like they never got it back.
Yeah.
That's
You're
me.
like, that's me. What the heck? No, but yeah, that's crazy. And like when you were in Curvy, like you guys were always the pretty girls. I was never. Like I literally did not relate to that part. I was like, I was not ugly.
I thought you were pretty.
Yeah, but I was never like, I didn't get like, you like, there wasn't girls who were like bullied me because I was like so pretty. I don't know. I just like, I would walk, London, even with, every time I told them, or when I did tell him, I was like, I would walk around during high school by
said she'd
myself.
eat
I'd go to the
lunch.
bathroom. No, I'd eat like while I'm walking, and then I'd like walk around the hallways, walk to the bathroom, pretend like I'm looking at myself, use the bathroom. I was so far off, and that's like one of Kirby's friends at her birthday was like, "No way." She's like, "That no." She's like,
But you
"That's
said
not
you
true."
moved schools a lot. That can happen when you move schools a lot.
Maybe.
Like I went to the same school my whole life, so like
Yeah,
I had boys the whole.
yeah.
Oh, wait,
It's
yeah.
not believable when you see me now though. You're like, "No, you were a cool girl." You're like, "Not at all." Actually, no. All right. All right. So we did the corniness. Wait, you were talking about someone who was corny. Is that what you ended with?
Oh no! How many times do we like? I'll send you somebody, or
Wait, you guess who just called her right before this started?
Cool.
Cole.
honestly, other than her dad, he's the most persistent person I've met. He's not giving up. He legit
Okay.
was just like, please, 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 another chance. And I was just like, I just don't get it.
Okay, so this is something like you can relate to before you met me, kind of, maybe not. But and then Mama D, how peaceful is it being single and having zero hoes? How peaceful is it though?
Being single.
And having zero hoes.
Zero hoes? That's not peaceful.
Oh, it's not? Oh, okay.
I mean, it's fun having people to date.
Mama D's like, it's fun.
I like having a multiple hoes. Like,
That's a tweet. And like I say, I'm doing tweets.
oh,
Everyone, so.
yeah. No, I disagree. I should be
It can
single
be-
and be having
it
a
can
good
be
time.
peaceful, but it can be boring too. You know what I mean?
That just sounds
Being like-
boring.
being
By
single-
yourself,
like,
nobody.
You're single and a hoes. Like if I'm in a relationship with no hoes, obviously that's good. But if I'm single,
And there's no hoes.
no hoes.
Life sounds pretty boring.
What am I doing?
Dating
Not
people.
one?
Yeah.
Zero. I saw a zero on the page. It said
Which,
zero,
I mean,
right?
if you're like in Sex Anonymous or you're going through like some kind of
I'm
addiction
sure it's
recovery
peaceful.
program,
Maybe a little too peaceful.
that's a whole different ballgame. But
No.
we're just saying.
Okay, is it a red flag? This was one of Kirby because Kirby's like talking to someone new. And is it a red flag if the person that you're dating just got out of a relationship 1 week ago?
Yes.
Like
Bing, bing.
openly, like the guy that Kirby just started talking to.
Yes.
So like, I just need to tell you this right now. I got out of a relationship. No, she said I could say it. She's
No,
like,
no.
she said that the guy said he just got out of a relationship 1 week ago. A relationship of 5 years.
99.9% of the
relationship.
times he's going back.
Going back, he's still there.
Yeah, 99.9% of the time he's going back.
Why?
He's still there. 5
Uh-huh.
years. There's no like we just broke up a week ago. We've been together 5 years.
This is my question. My question is always this:
Stop.
It can happen.
so listen.
Oh, well, you know.
So
it
this
could
is the
happen.
question
People
to
break up
ask
after 5 years.
because it has happened. Because people, I could be like, okay, well, I was married with him for 12 years,
Like it was,
and they could be like, oh, you're going back.
before that. You
But
know, like,
so my question would be to that person: if somebody we just broke up, I'm like, okay, how many times have you guys already been broken up? Get it? Because he could be like, oh, we had a year split last year,
I
and
would ask him, do
we
you
were
guys
off and
live together?
on.
I told her to ask that too, but she didn't want to.
What? Yeah, if you guys
Oh,
live
yeah.
together.
No, I
you guys
ask all
aren't
those
broken up.
questions.
There's no such thing as
Because I do
breaking up
feel
and living together.
sometimes like
That's
everyone
the number
goes
one
through
question.
the
Guys will
ending
lie
stage.
anyways. They'll be like, no, we don't, but we do.
Well, okay. Well, look, if they don't live together, then
You
he's
don't know because
then
you'll
he's
never be able to
inviting
go
her
over. Yeah.
for sure. Eventually, and within the next month, she's going over to that crib. If not, then they're
But
living together, they're still together.
I always ask too though, like, okay, like because there is when you first start breaking up, it's the beginning of the breakup stage, and then there's years down the line where you guys have been like longer and longer separated, and you're really at that point of like, fuck, let's try one more time. But you're really at the point of like, nah, if
Yeah.
it doesn't work now, it doesn't work. So if he was to be like, no, this is our first breakup, I'd be like out the door.
But she also like she kind of asked, like she didn't want to get into detail. She's like, okay, so like what happened with that? And then he like just gave a brief thing, and then she was like, but she also said like, well, I'll definitely like when we do hang out. I feel like that's like an in-person conversation. Like I can't ask him to
Hell
explain.
no,
in depth.
I honestly wouldn't
That's
even
what
go.
she said. That's what she
I wouldn't
said.
even go on a first date if he said, "Oh, it's our first
No, and
breakup
also, so how
ever
are you okay with just
in 5 months,
No, and then
in
also
5
too,
years."
like, how are you okay with like you just for 5 years you were? It was actually
He's a guy.
Actually, it was 6
He's a
years.
guy.
Actually, I mean, she says say 5 years, but it was 6 years. But fuck it, if you're listening, good.
look, she needs to find out if they're living together. If they're not living together, then maybe then whatever.
No, but either he's
And then how many breakups have they had?
no. That's not. But she said she wants to ask in person, so maybe that is
They were
different
together
though.
5 years. Oh my.
People can lie in person or over the phone. Doesn't really matter, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, my next question is, what is the period of going back and forth like until you should wait after someone's breakup? You know what I'm saying? Like how you just said.
0 time. Whenever you feel I'm ready. I don't think there is a certain time period. I know that within each of us, we have a fuck yes, I'm ready, and a fuck
That's
no,
what Kirby
I'm not
said.
ready.
Like sometimes
And
you're
you
just
gotta
like, I'm
follow.
done.
You gotta follow what is true to you. Because what's true for me might not be true for you or him.
But that's what
or
Kirby,
somebody
Kirby
else.
said. Like maybe he just really was freaking done, like, for
Done,
whatever
yeah.
reason. Like he's like, I'm over it.
Because there's a lot of people that they break up and they're like, "Well, I'm
With your
still not
ex,
gonna
how
date
long Did you
nobody."
go back and forth.
With her? No.
That's a trick question.
She was sick. She was sick of my shit. No,
You weren't sick of her shit.
I mean, no. I was just.
Interesting.
What's Bella being weird?
We were in like I was in
What's
college.
wrong, Mama?
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets weird.
Okay, when your intuition tells you no, is it a no? And you're just like, if your intuition is telling you no on any type of situation, do you follow it? And you're like,
100%. 100%.
And then you're like, I don't even care. We'll just unpack the details later. And that's the
100%.
tweet. It says if my intuition says no, it's a no, and I don't care what it takes, but I'm gonna figure it out later why it was.
That's the number one thing I teach in my coaching program.
love that.
With
Intuition
anyone that I'm
leads my
with,
life.
I always tell them anything that resonates with your gut that's a ill, icky, fuck no, follow it. Or if it's a yummy, fuck yes, fucking do it.
Say it, babe.
And that's your
Yummy.
intuition.
Yummy, fuck yeah.
And that's your intuition. Because your intuition is either yes or no. There's no maybe. There's no in between. Your intuition's either yes or no. And that's how I explain it to them. Does it feel icky? They'll be like, yeah. I'm like, that's your
And
answer.
then one thing about London, he has like zero tuition.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's
I'll
true.
My intuition will tell me no, and I'll be like, let's just see what it's like if we do yeah.
No, London, like that.
Maybe
I
I'll
feel
be,
like
maybe
I'm
I'll
your
be
intuition.
pleasantly surprised.
Like I only imagine if London didn't have me to be his intuition, like I'll literally tell you, I'm like, no, but I already know. I'm like, trust
I feel
me.
that's a lot of men. I feel like that with your dad.
I'll tell him no,
and
but
I'm
when
like,
he-
what are you
I've
thinking?
had very, very serious
We're just like,
instances where he's
what's
like
the-
done work for free, and I'm
what's
like,
the
don't.
what's the worst that
He's
can
like
happen?
this and that. I'm like, he's like, you're a hater. He's like, you don't want to see me doing this, and I'm like,
All right,
trust
Jasmine,
me,
it's okay.
London.
All right.
I'm not going into details, babe, but I'm just saying, I'm like, trust me, London. I'm like this. I just know. I'm like, don't.
Women have intuition.
I'm like, don't. And he's like, no, blah, blah, blah. And it ended up being exactly
Yeah.
what I thought. And he was like, you're right. I'm like, see, babe, I would never hate on you. I want,
women,
you know what I
women
mean?
have intuition for everything but their own situations.
No, we do
True.
for our own too.
No, yeah, they just.
She has great
wait,
intuition. For
I didn't say we don't listen. I
shit.
said they don't listen because I listen to my intuition. I
She
said
has great-
they
She has
don't.
great intuition for my situation.
Yeah.
My own too. That's why I've always found out what I found out. Way in the beginning, of course.
Next tweet, go.
Okay, the moment. Oh wait, look, next page. So we're almost done.
Dang.
All right. If I say this is the tweet. If I say I'm gonna be there in 5 minutes and you believe me, that's your fault.
Okay, that's me and Jasmine, 100%.
Set yourself up. for that.
100%.
All right, is that you, babe?
No, I'm pretty good.
You won't go that far ahead. You might be
Yeah, I'm
like,
pretty
okay,
good
could
at
leave
that.
now, or like come now, or I'm here now.
Yeah.
Mamadi, do you lie a lot and be like, okay, I'm on my way, but you're not on your way? Be honest. Yes.
I don't feel I say I'm on my way. I feel I just say I'm getting ready. I didn't say that I barely took a shower. People ask how far are you? I said, oh, I'm still getting ready. I'll let you know. But that just means like I have another hour and 45 minutes to get ready because I barely got out of the shower. Gotta dry my hair. Gotta do my makeup.
Okay. What about you, Jasmine?
But yeah, I was horrible on
You're
time.
late. You're late.
5. I'm
You'll
like,
tell me come downstairs. I'll be there.
because
I'm right
well,
outside.
when your game was still on, but now you're blocked for a month. Duh, because I need to do that. But
Wait, you're
otherwise-
blocked?
They banned me for a month.
Why?
He's been going to sleep at 10 p.m. every night.
Because I was like talking shit.
But everybody does.
A full month. He can't play. He can't play online till April 18th.
Shut
No.
up.
Oh, I didn't tell you. No.
Wait,
You
the
can't
fuck?
log in under
When
the
it
name.
happened, I said this. Woo-wee.
Jasmine
It's
was
my lucky
loving
month.
life.
I'm gonna play the lottery. Ooh-wee.
I've been going to sleep at like 9 p.m.
What,
every day.
Jazzy? You didn't tell me this.
Half the night. Half of it I've just been like knocked out at like 9:30.
Best time of my life.
Silly.
Hate to see it. Okay, this is the next one. The divorce rate is high. This is a tweet. Everyone. Tweet.
Okay.
The divorce rate is high because people are ready for weddings, but not marriage. I agree with that. Everyone wants like the wedding, the show out, the show this. Like they want the wedding process, but they're not really ready for like what marriage
Commitment.
is actually representing.
Commitment. But I think that goes back to what we've been talking about the whole night is people realizing
Or
just,
some people trying to get their citizenship.
I mean, shit. I mean, citizenship's important.
You gotta do.
Well, matter of fact, I'm single, guys. If you need a
Yeah.
green card, let me know. Right price.
Yeah.
Make it
100,000.
happen.
So, okay, what do you think about that, babe? That people are ready for weddings, but not marriage.
Yeah, that's very possible. Yeah, because especially social media
What
area.
about for us?
No, we're ready for the
Jasmine's buzz.
we're ready for the whole shebang. Yeah, no, but yeah, social media people want to
He's
post
like,
their
yeah, but
little
no.
weddings and stuff, so I could see that.
What?
Yeah.
Why are you acting weird? Come here, weirdo.
Okay, people show you how they feel about you. People will show you how they feel about you way louder than how they say it.
Amen.
And that's a tweet. Again, guys, this is tweets.
No, it's 100%.
Actions speak louder than words.
And I see that too because I could always tell when someone's in love with me and when someone's not. Because when someone's in love with me, like just my love and their love, like our love will connect. Well, they'll literally start posting like love songs that we play in bed, and they'll start posting like love quotes. Like they'll post me. Like there's a certain
like
vibe.
you and Reggie.
Did you just say that? You're a dick.
I don't know. I had to do that. I had to out you. You know, we still felt that to this day. Me and
So I
Lundy
feel
always
like at the
thought-
end of the day, like yeah.
yeah.
What was the tweet?
What was the tweet?
I'm all sweating.
No, she got nervous. She's like, oh, like I lost my thought.
Totally threw me off. What was the tweet?
The divorce.
Oh, they'll show you rather than tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Actions speak louder than words.
Because the
I
guy,
always tell you that, babe. Anytime, like, anytime you have in the beginning, I'm like, don't tell me anything. I want you to show me.
yeah, period.
I'm literally always like, I don't want to hear nothing. Like, just show me. Just
no,
show me.
I don't want to hear
Just
excuses.
show me.
Don't tell me this.
shit. Don't
literally,
tell me shit.
like your actions will show everything.
Or like,
That's it.
you're a mime.
I don't even want to hear I'm sorry. Just
Yep.
change your fucking actions.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. And guess what? When they don't, it's because they're not interested. Move on. Because trust me, there's a line of people in line with VIP tickets and first class tickets for me to Dubai. Thanks.
Okay, last one. If you're dating someone who sends you a couple bands a week, couple thousand a week, would you look past basically like
No.
what they're doing or what their past is? Would they be like, oh, here's like a couple thousand a week, like
Unless
I
they're
see-
my sugar daddy. No.
So what's like an agreement for it to be your sugar daddy? Like what would be like an agreement for that?
Like that. So let's just say where they're just
Can they still be with other people?
yeah. Well, a sugar daddy is just like, hey, like, I want your attention. I want your company at my disposal. Here's a certain amount of allowance for the month. And don't ask questions. No problem. I ain't gonna ask shit.
And you're really like yeah, that's
I
what
really
it
don't ask
literally said.
questions.
Like, are you like that's what like the tweet
Yeah,
said?
I'm not gonna ask shit.
It said if a man gave me a couple of thousand pounds a month, this is a tweet, guys. It said I would ask no questions, not ask about your past or nothing.
Yeah.
So that's accurate.
But it's an agreement though. We're not dating.
it's an agreement.
We're not dating.
And what's the difference between dating and like sugar daddy agreement?
Emotional connection.
Yeah,
So-
dating.
What if you
Dating's
did
for
have
free.
a connection with your sugar daddy?
But it's not your sugar
I've
daddy
had
no more.
connections. I've had
has.
connections with them that if they wanted more, I would have totally done it. We're
Oh,
like,
but you kept it professional. You're like,
no,
okay.
well, yeah, I
You
just
tried
left
to
it.
hold it back.
Yeah, it is what it
Oh.
is. You know, and I've actually had one be my boyfriend, where
I remember. when I
remember?
was 20, yeah.
Yeah,
And when he was your boyfriend, you didn't.
I-
care, you
But
didn't
he
care if
was.
like-
no, I
Actually,
loved him.
They were like in love, and then all
In
of a sudden she found out he was
love.
married.
Yeah,
And not that it came sidetracked, but like she really thought they were in like she wanted to be in love
Why
with.
didn't
him.
I met
But
him.
She fell in love with him.
I met
Like,
him
all in
in.
all, she fell in love.
I met him for our first time ever, and we met in Geneva, Switzerland. Had the most passionate, incredible weekend that I've never had in my life with, with a.
Anyway.
So
with
he
the sugar daddy.
Once he became your boyfriend,
No.
did you care what he did?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So he wasn't your sugar daddy anymore. That's what I'm saying. So once connections happen,
No,
they're
but
not
she
your
said
sugar daddy
But you
anymore.
felt it. Did you feel the connection before?
No, yeah, I felt the connection immediately. He told me the same thing that week, and he's like, "Yo, did you feel what I felt? I'm not crazy, right?"
She
I
showed
said,
me
"Yes."
Look like, trust me, it wasn't.
So-
just, it was no looks. It
So
was like connection.
really was connection.
I remember it was like.
And then from there, we continued for like a year. Just like I'd see him every few months in different parts of the world, like country he'd fly me in when he had like work events. And then after a year, he started becoming possessive. And I'm like, okay, if you're wanting more from me, then you mean you're going to have to take me out of my industry and pay everything.
And he did.
And he did. He shut down
Paid her
everything,
bills
paid my
and
bills,
still
my
gave her
school, my
extra money.
mentors,
And so when-
everything.
So then that's when you were like,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
you're
when
my
did the wife
boyfriend
come
now.
up? When
You're
did
my
the wife
boyfriend
come
now?
up?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And
And you-
then you found out about the
She
wife.
really did not. And all in all, I remember she was in love
No.
with him. She really didn't know about the wife. I
Wait.
can say that to anyone who's listening. She
He
did not know.
literally was like a multimillionaire, lived in Dubai. We FaceTimed almost 24 hours a day. Not me FaceTiming him. He was, where you at? I'd be on the FaceTime. Here I am. Like he was so jealous. And mind you, we would go to sleep at night. He'd have the
You were
phone
really
at the
his
bed.
girlfriend, no.
Like,
I remember
literally.
that she literally was actually, she was loving
Like
him.
the
She wanted to
phone
be
would
with
be
him.
like this on FaceTime, and we'd go to sleep together all the fucking time. So there's no fucking way I thought he was married.
Yeah.
No way. Like, how are you going to sleep with me at night next to your bed? Like, I was so confused. But what ended up happening, it didn't last. I think after the 8th month, I was like, I don't get it. Like, why can't I come down for like 2 weeks out of every month and stay at your house? Why does it only have to be when you're like leaving for a work vacation or something? And then I started getting suspicious. And then we
just
got
admitted it
we got
at
into an
some point.
argument. And one thing about me is I don't ever allow any man to call me names. And during one of the arguments, he was like, "You fucking bitch, you fucking hoe, you
remember
just
that part.
prostitute, da da da." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, we're allowed to fight, but don't ever. I would never call you names. Don't call me names. That was it. So I cut him off. I think 2 or 3 months went by, and then he's like, "I'm so sorry. Da da da. You okay? How you been?" I was like, "I'm cool." Like, whatever. So then we started kind of talking again, and then mind you, I think this was gonna be my first trip ever to Dubai, because during the 3 months I had to start working again. So I'm like, oh, and so I heard of some agencies in Dubai. So I said, oh, perfect. My ex-boyfriend's there. Let me pull up. So when he started calling me again, I said, oh, surprise, I'm going to be in Dubai next week. And he was like, for what? I said, work. And he was like, you're going to see the guys? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, I said, well, I'm like, unless I still come, I guess at your place. And he was just like, well, he's like, you broke my heart and
God.
I was devastated. So I got married to somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I knew it. I knew you're fucking like, you've been fucking married. That's why I couldn't fucking come to your house all year.
Can we also like, Mamadi, like they were in love.
We were, yeah.
Like, you know, you can't.
We literally-
No one would
yeah.
ever lie about feeling in love with someone. Like,
Wait,
in
he'd
love.
even be in his office with his phone like this on FaceTime. And he would just be sitting there working at his office. He'd be like, stay on the phone with me. And I'm like, okay. And so no matter where I went, my phone was always on. If I was at the market, nothing. He's just like, I just want to be with you all day long, every day. And we literally did that all day long.
I guess we can wrap it up at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't live with us, Abe. It was like when
When we were in Chatsworth.
and I was living with Mamadi. We lived there for like 2.5 years, 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years, I think.
Yeah, I remember that time though. I
Yeah.
remember because like you really liked him, and you were like, "I'm not working anymore. He's paying my bills and giving me allowance."
Yeah.
And I was
then,
like, "Oh."
and then remember a few years later, I'd going to Dubai and I ended up making a crazy amount of money. And they have this one hotel out there that I was like, had villas over the water. And I said, if I make X amount of money this trip, I'm going to do like 3 days at the end of it just to rent it and stay there. So at the time I was dating Lalo, Eddie.
Oh yeah, you did
Lalito.
take him.
Yes.
Shit.
So I was like, like we were like somebody I was dating at
Thanks
the
for
time. We were
talking to
having
you.
a fun time. So I was like, okay. So I called him literally because I hit my mount and I told Lalo and I was like, hey, and Lalo knew what I was doing.
That
'Cause
guy
we're
that
friends.
she was dating, the other guy was like had just got out of like prison. He had no car, sleeping on his family's couch, and she took him to Dubai for like a whole.
I think he
week.
just started tattooing at that time. He barely got
Barely.
in. Just got
She
into
literally
tattooing.
showed him a
Loving
good
life. He
life.
was
No,
loving life.
literally,
He was
and he had a
like,
passport too. And I was like, in 24 hours, can I fly you to Dubai? And he was like, are you serious?
yes.
I was like, yeah. He's like, oh my God, yeah. And we had the best fucking time. And mind you, ironically, not ironically, but like when I was in Dubai, I was posting like I was at this particular hotel, and it's like the hotel in Dubai to be at. And my ex showed up. And he sat at the hookah's very popular out there.
You
So we
told
were
me that
on the
part.
beach,
I
which
forgot.
you could only be you have to have a room at our hotel to be there. He was sitting, so I was sitting there with my date. We're chilling, we're laughing. And I look over, my ex-boyfriend from Dubai is sitting right there by himself, just smoking shisha, looking at me like this, and I was like, didn't say one word to Lalo.
What's his name? Like the
Yes,
Oh.
yes. He was sitting there, and I was just like.
And you didn't
Mind you, we hadn't talked in years.
Also, you didn't even like Lalo like that. I'm sure, like, because you were in love with the other guy, so you're probably like,
Well, no, but then this is years later, though. I'm not even
did
into
your
my
heart
ex
not feel
anymore.
like a
No. Oh,
oh, you fucking did.
No.
Who cares?
Well,
Yeah. No, I mean, Lalo and I were more friends. Like,
No, not with
Yeah.
Lalo. I'm talking about the other
no,
guy.
I know, but I'm just
Oh.
saying, like, Lalo and I were just like, we're just friends.
All right. Well, we're gonna. Mommy just said everyone's names, but thank you, Lundy, for coming in, Tutti Schmookie.
of course, it's always a
Love
fun
you,
time
love you.
stopping by.
Me too.
Love you.
Tutti Smookie.
Good job.
All right, thank you guys for holding out with us. We're gonna be back for sure next week. If it's with not a new guest, us again or whoever, Abel, and you definitely need to tune in, tap in, keep up with us. You want to keep up with us. We're always up to something new.
Give this video a thumbs up, show support, share it, forward it.
And
Comment
yeah,
down below.
have a good Thursday, a thirsty Thursday. Go have some drink, go have some food, and we'll see you next Thursday.